What's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Melissa.alatorre, and we are switching things up today, filming in the bedroom because the natural light in here is so stunning, and I truly believe that you get the best makeup application in natural light, and that is actually how I discovered my love for makeup. So when I first started getting into makeup, I would prop a mirror up against the window, kind of like what I have here, not as fancy of a mirror as this. It's like an iHome mirror. It was definitely more of like a little plastic compact mirror. But I would prop it up against the window and I would spend hours applying foundation and powders and all kinds of stuff to my skin just to see how it would look. And I was obsessed with finding makeup products that looked like skin. So because of that, I actually didn't start wearing a foundation until I was like 22, 23. I think it was the whole like boom of like YouTube and Instagram makeup that led me to start experimenting more with liquid foundations. But before that, I think for the longest time, I just wore a tinted moisturizer because I found that it looked the most natural. And then in college, I met my friend Jan. And my friend Jan, who is still my friend today, seriously has always had the best skin. It looks so beautiful. And in college, I remember being so fascinated by her skin because it had this beautiful satin-like finish, like a porcelain doll. It was just the prettiest skin. So I obviously had to ask her what she was using for makeup. And she told me it was the BareMinerals Original Loose Foundation Powder. I was a little shocked because my experience with powders had been that they never looked natural, but I'm telling you, she looked flawless. So I of course had to run out to Sephora and get one for myself, and this is all I wore during college. I used to wear like the craziest like black eyeshadow smoky eye. Like I looked like a raccoon, but my skin looked bomb. So I'm so glad that everyone is now going towards that clean beauty route because it's been around for so long. I mean, BareMinerals was one of the originators, but I feel like now more than ever, Mika, can you calm your breathing? The mic's gonna pick that up. Why are you breathing like that? Because I feel like now more than ever, everyone is going the clean beauty route and they're looking for the best products, the best ingredients to put on their face, on their body. And I just love that this powder is or has maintained those 5 healthy, good for you ingredients. It's free of all harsh chemicals. And I feel like it's a great product to use when you wanna give your skin a break, whether you wanna look natural or a little more glam, because you can achieve a light to full coverage with this product. So I'm excited to be partnering with BareMinerals in this tutorial because I do really love the way my skin looks in this powder. And I hadn't used strictly just the powder on my skin in a while. And like I said, it's really nice to give my skin that break. So without further ado, let's get straight into this tutorial.
All right, take a good look at this before because we are about to get glammed up. Starting off with the Mercier Secret Camouflage Concealer in shade SC4. I'm picking up the concealer on a brush and warming it up on the back of my hand just to break down the concealer and make it a little easier to blend. I'm using this concealer to cover up any imperfections like my post-acne marks from that bad breakout I had from the epilator. Never using one again, and I'm still recovering, but it's going well and they're fading quite nicely, so I'm just going to cover them up so they don't show up later on. After that, I'm just taking a small dense kabuki brush and blending out the concealer into the rest of the skin while still keeping the coverage on those little imperfections. Next, I'm going to be brightening up the under eye. I'm not necessarily trying to highlight and contour the face, but I do want the eyes to look bright-eyed and awake. So I'm taking the Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shades Almond and Golden Beige. They give me the perfect undertone for my under eyes. And I'm going to apply a small amount to the under eyes, dotting the concealer on first and then blending it out with my Beauty Blender. And because I want the under eyes to remain lighter and brighter in comparison to the rest of the face, I'm going to be using a translucent powder to lock that concealer in place and prevent it from creasing later on in the day. After that, I also want to lock in the concealer that I placed on my face. So I'm going to be going in with the BareMinerals Original Foundation Loose Powder. I'm currently the shade Golden Medium. It matches me perfectly. And before I do the swirl, tap, and buff technique, I'm still going to swirl and tap. So I'm picking up the powder, tapping off the excess. But I'm first going to press the powder into the areas where I applied the concealer in order to keep those areas concealed and not move any of the product around. After that, I'm going to be going in with a setting spray. I'm using All Nighter by Urban Decay just to further lock in that concealer that I just set with the powder to make sure it doesn't move around when buffing in the powder to the rest of the face. Just make sure that setting spray has completely dried down on the skin before going in with any additional product. So now we're going to go into the swirl, tap, and buff technique using this beautiful finish brush, also by BareMinerals, which was specifically made for this powder. So if you took a close look, the brush hairs on the outer edge of the brush are a lot longer than the ones in the center, really keeping that powder in the brush, perfect for this technique. So I picked it up on the brush, tapped off the excess, and now in small circular motions, I'm buffing the powder onto the skin across the entire face. And depending on how much product you use, you can either create a light sheer finish or build it up to something that's a little more full coverage. I'm going somewhere in the middle here, but regardless of how much product you're using, the skin still feels breathable even with that full coverage look, and you're getting the benefit of those 5 healthy, clean, good for you ingredients. I'm so happy to be a part of the BareMinerals Clean Beauty campaign because like I mentioned in the intro, I'm all about living a cleaner, healthier lifestyle, and if I can do the same with my beauty products, such as my foundation, I am all for it. So after that, I just filled in my brows using my Dior Brow Styler in Universal Brown, and now I'm doing a little contouring and bronzing using the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer. For a little glow, or let's be real, a lot of glow, I'm going in with this Artist Couture Diamond Lux Luminizer in the shade Hot Damn. I'm applying it to the high points of the face, including the tops of the cheeks, brow bone, temples, bridge of the nose, Cupid's bow, as well as the chin, but don't go too crazy on the chin, just a smidge will do, or it can start to look a little sweaty. On the eyes, I did a light wash of this light brown eyeshadow from the Good Sport palette from ColourPop. I actually picked up the wrong color in that last clip. The color I'm using is called High Hopes, which is a lot lighter than the one I picked up in that previous clip. And obviously Mika is very amused by my makeup skills as she takes a nap in the background. I'm also applying that Diamond Lux Luminizer to the inner corner part of my eyes, and now for the final touches, I'm adding a clear brow gel from Milk to my brows to hold them in place. For mascara, I'm using Caution by Hourglass. And then for my lower lashes, I'm using Voluminous in Black Brown by L'Oreal because it is waterproof and it looks a little more natural when you use a black brown on the lower lashes. And for blush, I'm using the BareMinerals blush in shade Beige for Days. It's one of my favorite blush colors because it goes with any look. It's such a great neutral blush to have on hand. And then to finish off the look, I'm using a setting mist, again that all-nighter spray from Urban Decay, to lock my makeup in place, and I'm going in with this nude lippy from Sephora. It's shade number 02. I was told that it was a European exclusive, but definitely keep an eye out for it if you're here in the US because it's such a gorgeous nude. So that completes the look. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys!